Welcome to the Blissful Biz podcast. Today I'm sharing something for all of you who are feeling overwhelmed by social media right now. I'm talking about how I built my six-figure business primarily through blogging, not social media. 8 years ago, at the end of 2016, I started my business with just a blog. No fancy marketing strategy, no presence on every social platform. I didn't even use Instagram until I think 2018. Just consistently sharing valuable content on my own website. That decision turned into a six-figure business, and I'm still convinced it was the best choice I could have made. When I mentor yoga teachers and spiritual entrepreneurs today, they are often surprised by this approach. They've been told they need to be everywhere, posting daily on Instagram, creating reels, showing up on Facebook, maybe even jumping on TikTok. Or they just need to figure out this messaging and this content syndication method, and then their business is going to explode. For me, it's exhausting just thinking about it. Here's what I discovered. While social media posts disappear into the void after a few days, while you have no control over the algorithm, who's going to see your post, all those things, my blog posts, they continue working for me month after month, year after year. I've built a thriving online business by focusing on creating valuable content on my own platforms rather than chasing social media algorithms. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you how you can get started. I'm Susanne Riker, digital marketing expert with over 20 years of experience, turned yoga teacher, turned six-figure online business owner. 10 years ago, I flew to Bali for a yoga teacher training, fell in love with the island, and decided to build an online business so I could live there. Can't be that hard, right? That decision launched me into an adventure bigger than I'd ever imagined. Over the last 8 years, I've guided over 1,000 yoga teachers and hard-led coaches how to launch and sell their digital offers, build their brand and websites, and build a profitable online business. In this podcast, I share real proven strategies and the exact steps that work. Whether you're just starting out or ready to scale, we'll dive into everything from creating offers your students can't resist to making digital marketing work for you. If you're ready to build a business that brings both freedom and success, you are in the right place. Let's talk about why this matters for you as a yoga teacher or a spiritual entrepreneur. Let's talk about social media. I work with many teachers who feel completely overwhelmed by social media demands, and I've been there too. Most of my clients, they come to me feeling like they're falling behind because they can't keep up with everything. They're spending hours creating content that disappears in 24 hours. They're trying to film reels between teaching classes or posting stories. They're constantly checking their phones to engage with comments and DMs. And at the end of the day, they're exhausted. Of course they are, right? But not seeing real results from all this effort very, very often. One of my clients was spending hours every day on social media and doing everything right according to the social media experts. But when we looked at where her actual sales were coming from, it wasn't from all those hours on Instagram. Her sales were coming from people finding some of her old blog posts through Google searches or from word of mouth. This is the reality for so many yoga teachers and wellness entrepreneurs. They are caught in this constant cycle of content creation, trying to keep up with every new feature and trend. They're following all the advice about showing up daily, being consistent, creating different types of content for different platforms. But they're not seeing a return on this massive investment of time and energy. Meanwhile, their actual business, the teaching, the serving your client, the support, is getting squeezed into whatever time is left. This isn't just unsustainable, it's completely backwards. Your content should support your business, not drain all your energy and take time away from what really matters. And that's a real issue. And the energy drain of social media goes far beyond just the time it takes to post. You're constantly in reactive mode. Every time you check your phone, you're switching between being a teacher and being a content creator. You're pulled out of your Zen teaching mindset to think about lighting, angles, captions, all those things. And I see this with my clients all the time. They finish teaching a beautiful, grounding yoga class or even their own practice, and immediately their mind jumps to, I should share this on Instagram. Instead of staying in that peaceful energy, they're thinking about how to package the experience for social media. The very essence of what they're teaching, presence, mindfulness, being in the moment, gets disrupted by the constant pressure to document and share. And it's not just about posting. There's this underlying anxiety about missing out or falling behind. Did the algorithm change again? Should you be doing more reels? Why did that last post get so few likes? What's the new format I should use now for my posts on Instagram? Every notification becomes another pull on your energy, another disruption to your focus. One of my clients described it perfectly. She said, I used to end my day feeling energized from teaching. Now I end it feeling scattered and drained from trying to be everywhere online. She was spending her creative energy on social media instead of on developing her offers, her courses, and supporting her students. So think about, where do you want your energy to go? Do you want to spend it chasing social media trends and managing multiple platforms? Probably not. Or do you want to put that energy into creating valuable content that serves your audience for years to come? This is exactly why I'm such a strong advocate for long-form content. When I write a blog post or record a podcast episode like this one, I sit down with a completely different energy. My goal is to create something valuable that will help people for months or even years to come. I'm not thinking about algorithms or trending audios. I am focused purely on sharing insights that will make a real difference in someone's business. Like this episode, I sat down this morning in my quiet home office with my coffee and my notes, and I took time to really think about what would be most helpful for you to hear. What did I want to say? What do I want this episode to achieve? No filters, no perfect lighting setup, no pressure to make it engaging in the first 3 seconds. Just real valuable insights delivered in a way that truly serves you. This is what long-form content allows you to do. You can create from a place of purpose and intention rather than reacting to platform demands. You can take the time to share your deepest teachings, your most helpful insights, your real transformation stories. Instead of constantly pushing content out into the social media void, you are building a library of valuable resources that work for you 24/7. You write a post once and it continues bringing you clients for years to come. While you're teaching, while you're sleeping, while you're on a retreat, whatever you do, it lives on, it has longevity. Let me share some real numbers with you because this isn't just theory, it's how I've built my business. In 2024, my website had 58,000 visitors. And here's what's fascinating. 32,000 of those came directly from Google. People finding my blog post through searches, looking for solutions to their specific challenges. And here's what really shows the power of blogging. Out of my top 10 most visited pages in 2024, 8 were blog posts. 8 out of 10, 80%. Not my homepage, not my sales pages, but blog posts I wrote years ago. Okay, my homepage was also in the top 10 and 1 registration page, but no sales page, no services page. All those blog posts that I've created over the last 8 years, they are still bringing me new readers, new subscribers, and new clients every single day. And I achieved this without being overly focused on SEO, that's search engine optimization. I'm not using complex keyword strategies or trying to game the system. I really have no time for that. I simply write helpful content that answers real questions my audience has. When you create valuable content that truly serves your audience, Google naturally rewards you by showing your post to people searching for those topics. This is what I mean by building assets for your business. Each blog post becomes like a little salesperson working around the clock to attract your ideal clients. While you're teaching a yoga class, running a workshop, or simply taking a day off, these posts are continuously bringing new people into your world. So here's why this works so well. First, you own the platform. Your blog lives on your website where you control everything. No algorithm changes can take away your ability to reach people who are interested in your work. Plus, when readers are on your website, they are in your world, where they can naturally explore your offerings, sign up for your email list, and take the next step with you. Second, blog posts have incredible longevity. While social media posts vanish quickly, blog posts continue attracting new readers through search engines. So one of my top blog posts I wrote in 2020, that's 5 years ago, and it still brings me traffic every single day. Nobody's going to look at my social media post from 2020. That's like what I love most about blogging, really the longevity. And third, blogging gives you space to truly teach. When someone finds your blog post about, like meditation techniques or yoga philosophy, they're actively seeking that information. You have the space to share your expertise fully, to really help people understand the transformations you offer. Now, you might be wondering how to actually make this work for your business. Here's my proven approach to create content that attracts your dream clients. Start with 1 high-quality blog post per week. This is about consistency, not overwhelm. 1 valuable post that helps your audience is worth more than 5 rushed ones. Now, in the past, I would have said if weekly posting feels too much, aim for monthly. But honestly, with AI tools available today, you don't have an excuse anymore. You can sit down for 2 hours once a month, use AI to help you outline and draft your posts and create 4 valuable blog posts easily. The key is to use AI as your writing assistant while keeping your unique voice and expertise at the core. I normally just write like a draft with what I want to say, then I give it to Claude and tell it to turn it into a blog post using my brand voice. It saves so much time. It's so easy these days. And what's also true is not a lot of people are utilizing AI yet. How many yoga teachers or wellness entrepreneurs do you know who really have a great blog? Who have a blog where people love to dive in and, jump from one post to the other, to the next, and then sign up for the freebie. And it's just like fun, and it's this world and expertise, and it's how they can get to know you. How many people do that? And you have this opportunity today because it's never been easier with Claude, with ChatGPT, with all those tools that we have today. The key is to start small but stay consistent. Choose one topic that excites you. Sit down in a quiet space and start writing from your heart. Now let's break down the anatomy of a great blog post. This structure will serve you well every time. First, you need an engaging introduction that hooks your audience from the start. Then come your key points. What's the meat of your content where you deliver on your promise? And finally, wrap up with a strong conclusion and call to action that guides your audience on what to do next. Think of it like making a sandwich. Your introduction is the top slice of bread, your key points are the fillings, and your conclusion is the bottom slice, holding it all together. And just like a good sandwich, each part plays a crucial role. Your intro needs to be tasty enough to make people want to keep eating. Your key points are where you deliver the real substance, the stuff that keeps them coming back for more. And your conclusion, that's where you tie it all up and give them a clear next step. So let's talk about how to structure those key points effectively, the meat in your sandwich. Think about the logical flow of information. What does your audience need to know first? What builds upon that initial information? You want to take your readers on a journey, building their understanding step by step. Here are my top tips for making your content easy to read and digest. First, use subheadings. They are like signposts in your content. When someone lands on your blog post, they quickly scan it to decide if it's worth reading. Clear descriptive subheadings make your piece less daunting, easier to read, and they help readers quickly grasp your main points. Second, keep your paragraphs short and focused. I aim for about 2 to 4 sentences per paragraph. Think about how people read on their phones today. Short paragraphs create more white space on the page, making it much easier to read, especially on mobile devices. Nobody really wants to read this big block of text. And third, bring your content to life with examples and stories. When I share a client success story or a personal experience, it creates a deeper connection with readers and listeners and makes the content more memorable. Your readers might forget the exact steps you taught, but they remember the story that illustrated your point. Finally, stay on topic. It's easy to get excited and want to share everything you know, but going off on tangents will just confuse your readers. Before including any point, ask yourself, does this directly support my main message? Remember, it's quality over quantity. Don't pad your content just to make it longer. It's not about adding fluff. Focus on delivering real value to your audience. I recommend that you aim for 800 to 1,000 words, long enough to provide real value, but short enough to hold attention. But honestly, I don't overthink it in my business. I say what I want to say. Mostly, I never look at the word count of my posts. Same for my podcast episodes. Some are longer, some are shorter. I don't care. I'm not going to fill up a post or a script that I created just to make it longer. It's like, what do I want to say? And do I say that? Okay, that's good. That's enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. When choosing topics, focus on what your ideal clients are actively searching for, like questions your current students frequently ask you, common challenges your audience faces in their practice or business, your unique approach to teaching or transformation, real stories and case studies from your students, and tips and techniques you use in your classes or programs. And if you're thinking, But what exactly should I write about? I've got you covered. I've created the Client Magnetism Content Kit that gives you 12 weeks of content ideas, hooks, templates, and examples specifically designed for yoga teachers and wellness entrepreneurs. It takes the guesswork out of content creation and helps you attract your dream clients consistently with your content. You can grab it at susannereiker.com/content kit. That's SUSANNEREIKER.com/content kit in one word. And it's just $27 right now. Now, here's what makes this approach even more powerful. Once you have your valuable blog post, you can repurpose it into multiple pieces of content. That one post becomes your content foundation for the week. Send it as your newsletter to your email list. Share key points as social media posts. Pull out quotes and tips for Instagram. Create carousel posts from your main points. You're not creating new content from scratch. You are taking your well thought out, valuable blog post and sharing it in different ways. This is working smarter, not harder. Your blog post does the heavy lifting, living permanently on your website, attracting people through Google searches, while these repurposed pieces help you stay visible and guide people back to your blog, to your world. And because you started with intentional, well-structured content, repurposing becomes so much easier, especially with the help of AI. Everything flows naturally from that one solid piece of content. This helps you set up boundaries when it comes to social media. Instead of panicking at least once a week with the thought, help, what should I post? You have structure. There's a flow. And I want to be clear here. I'm not against social media. I truly appreciate that we have these free tools to share our message and connect with our communities. I use Instagram and Facebook myself, and I'm not telling you to abandon these platforms unless you want to. But there's a big difference between using social media as a tool and relying on it as your primary business platform. Think of it like renting versus owning a home. Social media is rented space. The landlord, that's Meta or TikTok, whatever platform, can change the rules anytime they want, and they do. They can decide to show your post to fewer people, change their algorithm, or even shut down your account. I've seen too many creators pour their heart into building a following on social media only to have their reach drastically reduced overnight because of an algorithm change, or worse, lose access to their accounts right before a launch, and they have no idea what they did wrong and there's no way to get support. It's a nightmare. Your blog, your website, your email list, these are properties you own. You decide how they work. You control how people find and consume your content. No one can take that away from you or change the rules without your permission. So yes, use social media, but use it strategically as one tool in your toolkit, not as the foundation of your entire business. Now it's your turn. If you're ready to stop relying on social media and start creating long-form content, I have something special for you. I'm hosting a free masterclass on February 12th where I'm sharing my complete effortless content creation framework, the exact system I use to attract dream clients on autopilot without the daily social media grind. In this masterclass, you'll discover how to create conversion-focused evergreen content that positions you as the go-to expert in your niche, the cutting-edge AI tools that will slash your content creation time at least in half, my proven content to cash flow strategy that turns your content into a 24/7 sales machine, and so much more. If you're tired of pouring your heart into social media content that disappears in 24 hours, if you're ready to create content that actually serves your audience and sells your online offers, this masterclass is for you. Head over to susannereike.com/content to save your spot. That's SUSANNERIKER.com/content, CONTENT. You'll also find the link in the show notes. This masterclass is completely free, but spots are limited. I can't wait to show you how to transform your content into a client-attracting system that works for you 24/7. It's going to be so much fun, and I hope I see you there. Now, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope it was helpful and inspiring and interesting. And remember, you don't need to be everywhere. If you are taking one thing away from the episode, it's this. Keep it simple. Running a business can be simple. You just need to be somewhere you own, creating content that truly serves your audience. That's how you build a sustainable business that brings you joy. Until next time, have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Blissful Biz podcast. If you found this helpful, I'd love it if you hit subscribe and left a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps other yoga teachers and coaches find these strategies too, and it would mean the world to me. It really makes a difference. And if you're ready to take the next step, head over to my website, susannereike.com, where you'll find my free resources, latest blog posts, and all the ways we can work together to grow your online business. Until next week, keep building your blissful biz.